Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Candy Shop. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington, sharing with you my unique perspective on all things Real Housewives, reality TV, skincare, self-care, lifestyle, and everything in between. So as you come into the room, my sweet candy canes, be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, share with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community. So today we are going to dive into the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. So if you didn't catch my other live, I am going to be an avatar for the next week or so. I am visiting my family in the outskirts of Atlanta, and our Wi-Fi goes in and out. It's a little wacky, and with StreamYard and Restream, I didn't want to have shaky pixelated video for you guys, so I'm going to come to you as this avatar. So bear with me. But yes, we're going to be talking about all things Real Housewives of Potomac for this video. And drop it in the comment section. Drop some candy canes, drop your name, drop where you're listening from, and drop who's your favorite Potomac housewife. There has been some, beef on the streets. Is Giselle still the queen? Does Wendy run the girls? Is Karen gathering people? So let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Who is running the girls in Potomac? All right. So without further ado, let's dive in. So let's first talk about. Oh, hey Marie, how are you? What's going on? My candy canes are coming through. Hi Marie. Hi beautiful queen to you too. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Yes. Let's see who else is coming through. Yes, Darren Hood says Karen. Karen does run the girls. I agree with you. I think Karen will always run the girls because even though Wendy is having her moment, the person that she is looking up to and the person that she is trying to impress is Queen Grand Dame Karen. So I agree with you, Darren Hood. Thank you for coming through. Sharon, she says, hello, Candy, my love. Hey, Sharon, how are you doing, sweetheart? What is going on? Hey, Kimberly Thompson, she goes, hey, Candy and the Candy Canes. Hey, sweetheart, how are you doing? Thank you for coming through. Hey, Miss T, what is going on? What is up? She goes, hello, Candy and all the Candy Canes. Yes, thank you for coming through, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Takia Warren says, hello, Candy and the Candy Canes. Hey, sweetheart, thank you for coming through. Sharon F., my girl, you had me rolling in the last live. Thank you for coming back. She says, hi, Candy and the Candy Canes. Yes. Hey, beautiful Miss Pamela Sanders. She goes, my fave is Karen. Yeah, I agree. Darren said Karen. I say Karen. You say Karen. Pamela says, hi, Candy. Hi, sweetheart. How are you doing? I agree. I do think it is Karen. I think Karen runs the girls. Cotty B, hello again, Candy. Hello again, Cotty. And speaking of the beautiful Cotty B, tonight we are having another ladies' lounge. We're doing it 1 hour back, and it will be an after dark special. But don't worry, it's not members only, so you can still join right now. It will be over on Cotty's B channel. It will be me, Candace from the Candy Shop. It'll be 6:30 on the West Coast and 9:30 on the East Coast. So be sure to join us tonight for an After Dark Ladies Lounge. Dun, 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 dun. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get into what is going on the streets of Potomac. Hey, oh wait, I gotta give a shout out real quick to my girls who just popped in. Kimberly Thompson, what is up? She goes, yeah, definitely Karen run the girls. She does. Karen runs the girls. And she has the 3-wick candle. I love it. Shrinkin' Sharon says, hello everyone. Hey, Shrinkin' Sharon, how are you? Okay, let's get into it. So I want you guys to be active in the chat. Like, let me know. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you on board? What were your thoughts? Yeah, let's just get into it, guys. Okay, so let's start out with Little Miss Ashley. I don't agree with body shaming anybody, but according to Candace, Little Miss Forehead. So, but that was Candace's word, not mine, because I don't like body shaming anybody. But let's talk about Little Miss Ashley, who I have a bone to pick with. Miss Ashley, I'm going to need you to have several seats, sweetheart. Several seats. I was not feeling how she was coming at G. I thought she was completely disrespectful, and I thought she was completely out of line. Don't get me wrong. Does Gordon, when he has a couple of shots, turn into G, who is kind of like a creepy old uncle? Yeah, sure, he does. You know, he says things are a little uncouth, a little inappropriate. You know, he gets a little wasted. He does a little this and that. But I don't think that he has done or said anything that was actually harmful. You know what I'm saying? He might have been a little over the top, a little wasted, whatever, but I don't think he actually did or said anything that was truly disrespectful or truly harmful. And I don't think that his sort of like old sloppy drunk man behavior warranted the smoke that Ashley was trying to give him. Like, for example, in the bus ride when Ashley was trying to take a nap in the back of the bus, and G was just like, he was being playful. He was like, oh, look at Ashley. And he was like laughing with the group on the bus. And she got all in her feelings and was like, you stay in your corner, G. Can you leave me alone? I'm trying to sleep. Yeah, I'm a mom. I don't have time to sleep. It's like, shut up, Ashley. Millions of women on this planet are mothers, and they don't have attitudes when somebody is just being playful with them. Like, calm down. I thought she was completely out of line. I think that G was just poking fun. He was being lighthearted. It was so clear he meant no harm by it. And I think that she took it way out of context and way over the place. And then to bring it up again at the crab boil the next night, I thought was again completely inappropriate and ridiculous. Like, she was out of line. At the same time, G is older. Ashley is younger. And that is Mia's husband, and Mia was sitting right next to you. Like, yes, you're all adults, but there are certain ways that you talk to people and certain ways you don't talk to people. And I thought the way that she was speaking to G was very disrespectful and super out of line. And I'm happy that Mia gave it to her. She goes, well, where is your husband at? It's a couple's weekend. And Ashley was like, oh, he's home with my kids. And she goes, are you sure? And I was like, thank you, Mia. Yes, yes. More Mia, please, all day long. Shut her down. Ashley was completely inappropriate and out of place. G was just having some fun. Mia shut her down with the clap back, and it was everything. Are you sure? Like, is Jamal coming? Of course not. Where's your husband at, right? So I was totally here for that. I thought she was completely out of place. I think the whole season in general, this trip in particular, Robin, Giselle, and Ashley have all been just miserable people. And it's been hard to watch them because they're just unhappy in their own lives. And they have such disdain for anybody else who's having love or joy or success. Like, they're so bothered by Wendy. They're so bothered by Mia. They're so bothered by Karen. And what do those women all have in common? They are married and they're happy and they have businesses. What does Robin, Giselle, and Ashley have in common? Sure, Ashley's married, but I mean, where is your husband? Are you sure? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You see what I'm saying? So I think that it's just really clear that Robin, Giselle, and Ashley are kind of miserable this season and kind of hard to watch because of it. It's not even a fun kiki. It's just sort of like, go to therapy, work on yourself, find love, do what you need to do, but I don't need to watch this. Like, there's nothing aspirational or even entertaining at this point about Ashley, Robin, or Giselle. But I'm going to put a button in Giselle because I have a turn of opinion about her situation because of this episode. But overall, yes, but I'm going to put a button in her for now until I get to it later in the recap. So Ashley really needs to chill. And speaking of Ashley, I honestly think the reason why she was going after G was because she was projecting her own anger and disappointment in her own relationship. Like, when she went to the therapy session, girl, I would be bothered too if my husband didn't want me to touch him. I would be bothered too if my husband was not sexually interested in me. I would be bothered too if I had to worry every second of the day if my husband was with Tom, Dick, or Harry. I would be bothered too. So Ashley, I get it. You're angry and you're bothered. And I just felt embarrassed for her. Let me phrase this correctly, because I'm not saying that if a spouse or a partner or someone is not into you, it is something wrong with you, because I do not believe that at all. So I don't want to say that I'm embarrassed for her as in something is wrong with her and that's why Michael isn't into her, because I do not believe that. People's attraction are always about what it's something always else. It's not about the other person. So I don't mean that. But what I mean is, like, it was cringy when the therapist was like, oh, do you believe him? And she was like, oh, yeah, I do. And that's why I was just like, girl, you know how horny your husband is. You know how he's all over the place when it comes to cheating and sexuality and all that stuff. And when you touch him, he cringes and he says, like, I'm okay, babe. Like, that has to hurt and has to suck. And you could see how much in denial she was about the situation. And then at the end of the episode, when she had a leopard outfit and she was trying to be sexy with him and they were drinking like Coronas and cheesecake, and he was like, I feel uncomfortable. Like, you could just tell he was just not into her and just not into it. And I just felt like, ugh. Oof, like, all right, Ashley, now I know why you're so miserable and mean and cranky and projecting it onto other people. Like, that has to really suck. But she needs to deal with that with Michael and stop being mean to Wendy, stop being mean to Mia, stop being mean to Gordon because you're unhappy in your relationship. Because it's always easier to be mad at somebody else, to project your anger and frustration and disappointment at somebody else, than it is to actually own it with the person you're truly angry with. If that makes sense. Like, she gives Michael all of these passes, all of these excuses, all this, that, and the third, but then she wants to go and tear everybody else down, point the finger, throw out any cheating rumors, throw out this, that, and the third, but she doesn't want to own that her relationship is looking very fraudulent. And by fraudulent, I don't mean like they're pretending to be together, but fraudulent as it's not all roses, right? So Miss Ashley, you can miss me with all that. I was really disappointed in the way she talked to G, and it made me feel bad for G. Sure, he's kind of, weird and awkward and got wasted, but like, I honestly overall feel that I like Mia and Gordon together. Do I think there's cracks? Sure, but I think there's cracks in every marriage because it's life. Nothing in this world is perfect. Nothing. But I do actually like Gordon and Mia together, and they've grown on me more. And I do think he loves her, and I do think that he supports her, and I do think he has her back. They might have a open, fun, sexual life, but hey, whatever. Do what you got to do. So yeah, okay. So Mia. So when it came to Mia, broke my heart when her abandonment issues came back up with her mother. And her mother was doing the same thing to her children, like getting very frustrated, wanting to abandon them, wanting to leave, not being able to problem solve. And that just really broke my heart, and that made me feel bad with that whole stuff. All right. Now, Robin was barely in this scene. I mean, this episode. We all know how I feel about Robin. Robin can go, set Juan free. And bye. Robin is just so stale and funky to me. What happened? What else happened? Okay. Oh, okay. So, Giselle. Miss Jizzy. All right. I have never been a fan of Giselle. And I feel, I want to say vindicated on this, but I don't take joy or pleasure in it, if that makes sense. So, but let me tell you what I mean. Okay. So, a couple of lives back, and on a couple of my lives, I have spoken my opinion about Giselle's relationship with her daughters. And again, I'm never going to speak on someone mothering skills or someone being a mother or someone's children. So when I give an opinion on it, I by no means want to be disrespectful to someone being a parent or a mother, because it's not my place to judge somebody being a parent or a mother. However, if you put it on television, what you show me, I will give commentary on that. So I want to be clear, because I don't want to ever be disrespectful to somebody's mothering or somebody's children. But what she has shown and what her children have shown has been a disconnect. And I've spoken about that. I thought it was really bad that she showcased Grace crying because she didn't, pass the driver test like 3 or 4 times. I thought that was in poor taste. I felt really bad for Grace. I thought she was using the daughters for a storyline at that time. I thought that she displayed egotistical and narcissistic tendencies where she thought that it was her children wanted to protect her and that her children didn't want her to be hurt, when the role of the mother is to protect the child and to make sure that the child doesn't get hurt. When it was with the whole Jamal stuff, and it was like, actually, Giselle, maybe your daughters are hurting because their father is out here in the streets with 5, 10, 20, 15, 1100 side children that are technically their half siblings. And he's out here being called Pastor Holy Whore, and he's out here doing the most. He's out here having breakdowns on Instagram Lives. And then Giselle, you're out here being called a hot box, and you're out here having fake relationships, and you're out here looking crazy and doing all this stuff. And you have Monique having a whole binder on your life and just reading you for filth. Maybe that is why your children are hurting, not because they really are investigating their mother, because they should not be. As the children, the mother should be invested in protecting them. So I've made that very clear over some of the few lives that I've done, and some people have agreed. Some people are like, she's a great mom, and I'm not saying she's not a great mom. I'm just commenting on what I see. And so this episode, I felt vindicated, and I felt like what I saw was correct, because essentially what I was saying is what the girls was reflecting to Giselle on this episode. You are a vampire. You don't show emotion. You didn't model the correct things. Lead by example. You're not emotionally available to us. Like those girls pretty much read her for filth, and they were 100% correct, and they were 100% right. One thing I did not like, that I liked what Giselle said, but I didn't like what she said when she said that, when she was talking about her marriage to Jamal, and she was saying how there were things that she could have opened up more and talked about with their dad in the marriage, and she didn't, and she owns that. So I like that she took accountability for what she did, but I also didn't like that she didn't hold him accountable for his role too. And that's what her therapist was getting at. If you go back and watch, the therapist said, maybe it's time that you are more truthful with your daughters about what you've gone through. And I think that is what the daughters are feeling, that Giselle puts up and she's not authentic and she's not vulnerable, seeing this sort of facade of a mother instead of being able to connect to the woman that she is. And I think if she was honest with her daughters, and I think her daughters are old enough to understand with what their father did do, not bashing, because I don't think you ever bash a parent, but there's a way to communicate to your children, this is what happened, without bashing or villainizing the other person. I think that her daughters would have more empathy for her, and more of a connection, and more of an understanding, and also able to protect themselves so they don't repeat the same mistakes that the mother did. But if your mother is just shut down and doesn't connect and isn't honest, then of course the children are left being confused and feeling alone and not sure how to navigate relationships or the world in a certain way. So I felt really vindicated in how I felt about Giselle and the girls, because the girls pretty much just said everything I've been saying about Giselle and everything, and like her whole fake relationship with Jamal, which is their father. It's a nice laugh and a kiki, and I call him Pastor Holy Whore too, but the reality is that's their father that is out here wilding, and those are their half siblings that are spread across the country, and that is their mother that people are saying this stuff about. So I do have empathy and understanding for the daughters, but at the same time, Giselle is the mother, and it was her place to protect them. And I'm not absolving Jamal because he's the father, but he's not the one on the show. So I can't really speak to what he does or does not do, other than what I see him do on the show, which is not much. He comes in for a cameo on the phone and bows out. And also, even the girls said they felt like he only shows up for them to please the mom. Like, oh, see, Giselle, I showed up for the girls. They felt like that their father didn't even care to show up for them. Like the girls themselves said that. But Giselle going to therapy, her actually, she wasn't 100% honest still about the fake storyline with Jamal, but I get it. She's trying to save her job. She can't say I created this fake storyline to save my to have something to talk about on the show. So I get it. But she's being a little bit more transparent. And I thought finally this is a storyline I could buy for Giselle. Her actually listening to her daughters and being like, listen, I got to make this right. I got to correct this. I thought I was doing a great job, but clearly I'm not, because that's what and it's not that she's not doing a good job, because as human beings, we will make mistakes. No parent is perfect. You could have the best parent in the world, and that parent will still make a mistake because that parent is a human being. So I'm not saying that Giselle is a bad mom, and I'm not mom shaming her by any means. But this is a storyline I could get behind with Giselle. Her taking accountability for the misstep she's done with her children, going to therapy and being honest, and then Giselle's actual, journey to some type of becoming more vulnerable, becoming more authentic, being more honest, and finding self-love, and then finding love with a man who is like actually good for her. I don't know what really happened with Sherman. He had some midnight park escapades, and there was talks about hot boxes and all that stuff, so who knows. But that is actually a storyline that I would get behind with Giselle. Her fake fighting with Karen, I'm over with. Her toxic codependent relationship with Robin, I'm over with. Her being jealous of Wendy, I'm over it. Her being hypocrite of the year, I'm over it. Her calling out everybody else but never being accountable, I'm over it. But this is actually a storyline with Giselle that I could get behind. So I was happy with that. But let me see what you guys are saying. Hey, Young Rich. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box to get the conversation flowing. Yes. Okay, let's see. Hey, Shrinkin' Sharon. Yay. Hey, Sharon FG was joking. I think Ashley being messy. Yeah, I agree. G was definitely just joking and having a good kiki and a good time. Ashley took it way too far, and I'm happy Mia gathered all of her edges. Hey, Sharon Redmond, dirty old men can be aggravating after a while, but are basically harmless. Yeah. I definitely think that he was aggravating. I didn't think that she needed to bring it up again. Like, I think it was addressed and deaded on the bus itself. Oh, that's right. And she called him she said, oh, you have Alzheimer's or memory loss or amnesia or something like that. And that's what I found to be really, really disrespectful. Like, Gordon is, yeah, he might be wasted and a little annoying, but he is an older man. You know what I mean? Like, he's older up there, and it's just, there's just lines you don't cross. Like, there's no need to ask him, oh, you have amnesia, what, you suffering from Alzheimer's? Like, you don't need to cross that line, Miss Ashley. And I actually really like Mia. She goes, well, you're married to an older man, so why are you saying that? Which is true. Michael is like in his 60s, 70s? I don't know. How old is Michael? I don't even know. But he's up there too. And so I think that to me was really the line that Ashley crossed. She can be irritated, she can be agitated, but to throw out there, do you have amnesia or Alzheimer's? I thought that was just really crossing a line that did not need to be crossed. And again, I think all three of them, I think Robin, Giselle, and Ashley are just really miserable and unhappy in their own lives, and they're projecting that out to everybody else. I forgot Candace and Escala until right now. I forgot they were even on the episode. They stayed mum. They stayed mum. Hey, Miss T. G was just having fun and couldn't judge when to stop. I agree. He was just having fun. Hey, Darren Hood. G was having C. Yeah, he was. He was just having some fun. Hey, Miss T. Ashley wanted a moment on the bus. Yeah, she did. She wanted a moment on the bus that was not warranted. Like, Ashley, bye. And the thing is, she was like, yo, you're mom shaming. He wasn't mom shaming you. You weren't pumping your breast. You were taking a nap. Like, stop. And I get it. Like, I know, I just can't with her. Darren Hood, G was having fun. Yes, he was. He was having a good old time. Hey, Pamela Sanders. Ashley is pledging to become a green-eyed bandit. She has the eyes, but they don't fully claim her. I see no lies detected. Hey, Sharon Redmond, never told elders, but it was Gizzard who brought it up. Yeah, well, this is the thing, though. Gizzard can bring it up all she wants. Ashley didn't need to take the bait. And she took it too far. You know what I mean? She took it too far. Way too far. And Gizzard, I can't stand Gizzard. Gizzy. Hey, Sonda Richardson, that's all. Talk to your husband with a personal problem you have. Yep, exactly. I agree. Hey, can I get a witness? Yes, hello, Candy and the Candy Canes. Hey, thank you for joining. Hey, Miss T, Mia had to apologize to G, which was interesting. I think she was apologizing for, like, I think I would have done the same. I don't think she was apologizing to him in the sense of, like, I did something wrong and I'm apologizing. I think it was more just like, I'm sorry you're in the situation. I'm sorry she said that. Like, you know, like I'm sorry they're talking out of pocket, blah, 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 blah. That's kind of how I took it, but like, let me know. Hey, Darren Hood says, I agree, Candy. Thank you, sweetheart. Hey, Kimberly Thompson. I was glad Mia called her on her ish. Take that, Ashley. Me too. And she served her, and she served her well. You know what I mean? She was just like, oh, and where is your husband? You know, this is a couple's trip, and I have not seen him. Are you sure? Are you sure he's with the children? Because nobody is sure. Because the last time this happened and he was allegedly with the kid, didn't he leave the kid with the nanny and went off to a hotel room with that woman, or whatever it was? Hey, Marie. Messy and shady is what they have in common. Yep. All three of them, messy and shady. Hey, Mocha Deluxe. I'm late, but I'm here. Hey, Candy. Hey, sweetheart. Thank you for coming through. Hey, Miss T. Ashley knows old man behavior. Yes, she does. Hey, can I get a witness? Ashley going after G seemed to be a fake attempt to provoke drama, and it did not work. I agree. It was really bizarre behavior to me. It didn't make any sense to me. I didn't like it, and I thought Ashley was completely out of line. Hey, Miss T, I'm glad Ashley didn't have to pay for the hotel room. It was free, I'm sure. I hope not. I really hope not. Like, listen, look, all I'm saying is I felt I was cringing for Ashley in the therapy session and in that room. Like, if it's me, like, but I'm always transparent. Like, I'm single. But if it was like me and my man and we're in that room and I was like all day and we have like drinks and dessert and he's just so disinterested, then he would just no longer be my man. I would be like, okay, this just isn't working out and that's fine. But I guess if you're married and you have a kid, you have to maybe work through that more to get the spark back right before throwing in a towel. But I mean, how much more does she need to see and go through to realize that like maybe her marriage isn't, I don't want to be mean, but like not worth saving, but maybe there are some fundamental problems in the marriage. If he's always, and again, I don't even think Michael actually cheats on her. I truly think that they have at least I think, oh, you know what? Conspiracy theory time. This is what I think. I think they had some type of open relationship, some type of open agreement, because Ashley said that. She said that they would go out sometimes. She would hook up with other girls, maybe bring the girls back. Like, she's talked about this herself. And I'm sure he probably does what he does what she does. So I think that they probably had this sort of open understanding. I think what changed was when it became public and he embarrassed her. And I think that's probably when that dynamic changed, when he kind of got caught out there. You know, he got caught out in the hotel room with that person. He got caught out with those women. He got caught allegedly saying he has a wife and a boyfriend. Like, I think once it became public, and then once the backlash came from him like cheating and his possible sexuality, again, I don't want to speak of anybody's sexuality, and this is all alleged. I think once that happened, the dynamic changed. And then she was probably like, okay, let's just keep it in our marriage, or just you tell me, like, let me know, give me the heads up, like, let's keep this contained. And I think that's probably when the dynamic changed. but now it seems like he's not even into her. So I don't know. It's just a lot. Miss T, Michael's only happy to talk about Juan date. I know, right? I know. Michael is in love with Juan. I mean, if I were Ashley, I would want him to look at me the way he talks about Juan, because he is so into him. It is insane. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. Hey, can I get one? It's Ashley and Sharon. Of course, it was free. Michael has stock in that famous Watergate Hotel. Is impressive by any measure. Dun, 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 dun. Nee W says, hey, Candy Girl. Hey, Nee W. What is up? Hey, Cardi B, I don't like Mia. Oh, liar. Oh, no. I think Mia flip-flops and like makes up stuff because I think that her life has been troubled. And so I think it's like her coping way. Aw, we like Mia. Oh, but speaking of that, did you guys catch Giselle's daughters when they called her, and I quote, 50 years of struggle? Dead. Not 50 years of struggle. That just played her in all types of ways. Hey, Miss T, Mia put too much on her mom. Sad wish that didn't happen. Yeah, she did. I think she was trying to make up for old time with like her getting to know the kids and everything, but it was probably just a lot. Hey, can I get a witness? Gordon went a complete metamorphosis when it got back again, the serious G. He did, right? He went from vacation G to businessman Gordon when he got back home. Like complete switch, 100%. Hey, beautiful Cardi B. She goes, I feel like Ashley is trying to do the most this season because she's had 2 babies back to back and doesn't want to come off boring like Eva and then get the boot. I agree with that. That is 100% true because she is coming across boring. So maybe she is trying to do the most. So I agree with that. Hey, Miss T, Giselle has raised some smart girls. She has. I give credit where credit is due. I think Giselle's daughters are beautiful, intelligent, articulate, really smart, wise, down to earth. Giselle may have problems, but she did a great job because her girls are fantastic young ladies. So 100%. Miss T, Giselle's neck always tells on her. That kizzy neck. I know. I wouldn't be surprised if Giselle is closer in age to Karen than she likes to admit. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey, Darren Hood, Giselle's daughters are a hoot. They are. And they read her for filth. And I was here for every minute of it. Hey, Candace Lane. She says, hey, Candy. Hey, sweetheart. How are you? Can I get a witness? At Cardi B. I agree. Ashley seems to be creating a stake in the show for relevance this season. I agree 100%. She's definitely trying to make sure she still has a place. Kimberly Thompson says Jizzy is in denial 100%. She is in denial. I think she's in denial. I think she's numb. I think she's really wounded on the inside, and I think she's scared to tap into that. Hey, Miss T, Giselle's girls see her and in the cabin in the woods. Not the cabin in the woods. Yo, Young Rich tried to play me. He was like, where are you at, Giselle's house? I was like, no, I'm not at Giselle's house. I'm at my mom's house. Anyway, yeah, but the girls were like, the house we moved into, that mess of a house and all that stuff. It's so funny. Hey, Cardi B. She goes, G is like that creepy old man you were told to stay away from when you were young, but I love the fact that he didn't apologize for messing with Ashley, only for making her feel bad. I agree with you with that, Cardi, because I think that shows his intent. He was like, listen, I wasn't trying to come at you. Like, I was just having fun. I was having a kiki. I was just chilling. I'm sorry if I made you feel bad. I'm sorry if you mistook it, but I'm not going to apologize for what I said because my intent wasn't to hurt you, but I do apologize if you were hurt. And I agree with that because I also think that Ashley was reaching. She was reaching. Hey, Cardi B, it's more than she would have gotten from me. No apologies. Cardi B, we know. Cardi, no apologies lane. No apologies zone. We know. Hey, Sharon F. I was glad to see Giselle talk to someone about what Real said to her. Hopefully she'll continue. I agree. That was the most that I've liked Giselle pretty much ever. Well, I'll take that back. Honestly, I think the first couple of seasons, either she wasn't as bad or I just didn't see it. But to me, Giselle got progressively worse over the course of the series. Like now, I really see her for who she is, and maybe that's what it is. But I agree with you. I'm happy she talked to someone and all that stuff. Hey, can I get a witness? Well, if Giselle's storyline is focused on her lovely daughters, I'm all for it. Not sure if she's using them for a storyline, but I don't care. I agree. I really like this particular storyline for Giselle because I think that she is actually finally at least attempting to have an honest look at herself. I think her daughters were on point. And if she continues to be honest in therapy, if she continues to work on herself, and then her finding love journey, I would be here for that. The same way I would be here for that with Robin if Robin actually had her own voice and was her own person outside of Giselle. And she was just like, listen, everyone, Juan and I love each other as parents, but we're going to go our separate ways. I'm going to continue to work on myself, this little hat line I got going on, and find love journey. Those are things I would actually want to watch because to me, that is more what true to life is. But these fake relationships, these facades, and all of this stuff, it's tiring and boring and it gets stale really quick. And Potomac is hot right now, but they don't want to turn into the new Atlanta where the storylines are contrived, not true, and everything hits the fan on social media first anyway. Hey, Tamara Dawkins. She goes, she definitely has shortcomings, but she's their primary parent and they're well adjusted and well spoken because of her. I agree 100%. I agree. Hey, Cotty. Giselle's daughters don't know what a stable and healthy relationship looks like. Yup. Let's hope they avoid the generational curse that comes along with that. I agree 100%. Hey, Darren Hood, she got read for filth. She did. And by her darling daughters. I love it. Hey, Tamara, she was Jamal buys their love. Yeah, Jamal definitely buys their love. And they see through him, too. They're like, oh, you only come around to tell mom that you came around, right? She doesn't really come around for her, you know? Hey, Pink Dynamite says, hi, Shrinking Sharon. Hello. Hey, can I get a witness? Giselle gives off a tough guy demeanor and may not be able to show vulnerability according to society's standards. Sorry and respectfully, Giselle does not seem very femininely or ladylike. Yeah, well, we actually had this conversation on our ladies' lounge. It was about alpha women and it was about masculine energy and feminine energy. And it's true, you know, energetically, all sexes, whether you are male or female, possess masculine energy and feminine energy. We all have those types of energies. And it's whether or not you're able to tap into it on different degrees. And you're right, to be more vulnerable, to be more open, to be softer is definitely more of those feminine energy qualities that I think we all need to tap more into. But it seems like her guy demeanor is just like a defense mechanism. It's a wall she puts up because she doesn't want anybody to get too close. She doesn't want anybody to really see her for who she is. She doesn't really want honestly, I think the person she's running away from the most is herself. I don't think she wants to honestly look at herself and say, this is who I am right now. This is the state of my life right now. It's not who I want to be. It's not where I want to be. And now I have to figure out what can I do to create the life that I want to live and to become the person I'm supposed to be. And that's a really hard thing to do. So I think that's really what it is. I think the person that Giselle is running from is herself. And I think it's easier for her to deny and to deflect and to, you know, be hard and act like she has no emotions than to tap into her own vulnerability and her own wounding. Ms. T says, the girls aren't stupid. Giselle finally listened to them would be great. I agree 100%. The girls love Sherman. The girls did not want her to get back with Jamal. The girls to me have great instincts, and just by listening to the girls, it seems like they may not repeat, the sins of the parents. Hopefully they won't date men like their father, and hopefully they won't show up in relationships like their mother. Hopefully, instead of repeating this, they will learn from it and be able to choose differently. Just because you weren't modeled it doesn't mean you can't learn it. So it seems like they're on that path, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Yay, Young Rich, just in time. Yes, you are, sweetheart. Yes, you are. Unless you're going to keep clowning me. I'm just playing. Hey, Tamara Dawkins. I heard that Giselle had a mental breakdown when she married Jamal due to the stuff he was doing, and she's never been the same since. Yes, that's what Karen was talking about. Remember on the season premiere episode when Karen said Sing Sing? Sing Sing is a prison, but I think there's also a mental facility in that as well. So what Karen was actually referring to was Giselle having, and I'm going to say alleged because I don't want anybody coming after me, alleged, when Giselle was having her alleged mental breakdown. You're exactly right, when she married Jamal, because he was cheating on her. I don't know if he had a baby or not, but he was definitely cheating on her. Before they got married. She had a mental breakdown, allegedly, and then still chose to marry him. And so that was another reason why I said, when Giselle was like, oh, there's things I could have been more honest about in the relationship, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you're giving Jamal these passes that he doesn't deserve. Yeah, you were dead wrong to marry a man that was cheating on you and made you lose your mind. Yes. But he was also dead wrong too. So they both were wrong, and they both had stuff going on. And I think that is what the therapist was talking about. Because remember, the therapist said to Giselle, maybe it's time to tell your daughters what you've actually gone through. And I think that's the stuff he's referring to. The mental breakdowns, the affairs, the cheating, the babies, all of that stuff. Like, to be fair, even though I don't like Giselle, I can still empathize and sympathize with her. Just as a woman, sure, we make mistakes. Sure, sometimes we choose the wrong men. Sure, sometimes we stay with people who aren't good for us. That happens more often than not sometimes, right? And so I can understand her not being the same after that. Maybe being embarrassed to call off the wedding, or ashamed, or, all of those things. Not strong enough to call it off, and then to be with a man, and then he subsequently cheats on you and has babies outside of the marriage on you, and all of this stuff. And then you find yourself, a single mom of 3 girls. Like, that's a lot. So as much of a hard time I give Giselle, I also see the human in her, and I also see the woman in her, and I also feel for her in that way. So I do want to give her some grace in that respect. Hi, Pink Dynamite. Hi, Candy. Hey, what is up? Hey, Young Rich, because he kept forgetting his own actions. See, I thought he was playing when he was like, what bus? What do you mean, what bus? I thought he was like messing with her, because he was like, this is so stupid. Why are you bringing up a bus situation that did not matter, right? So that's what I thought he was saying with that. And Miss T says Ashley hits below the belt. She does hit below the belt. It was ridiculous and beyond unnecessary. Pink Dynamite, Ashley was beyond mean. She is very unhappy. I agree. She's extremely unhappy. Hey, Young Rich, she says, I disagree. I think G was pushing the boundaries with Ashley, and it was right that she checked him, because Michael and G are on the same level of strange. See, the fact that Michael and G are on the same level of strange kind of reaffirms why was Ashley tripping. Like, they even did the flashback, not this episode, but the last episode, of Michael trying to pull his pants down when they were on that yacht party. Michael is trying to pull his pants down. Michael has been accused of touching people's butts. Michael has done worse than anything G has done. G got drunk and was just like inappropriate and kind of weird and like made some like gyrating moves and licked his mouth and was just kind of like a old cat daddy, right? Michael actually had to defend himself against sexual assault charges. So if anybody should be sympathetic to older gentlemen having weird cat daddy like behavior, it should be Ashley. And that's what Mia said. She said, "You listen, you're dating an older man. You shouldn't bring up Alzheimer's or amnesia." Michael actually has been and it's not, I'll say alleged, but it's not alleged. He actually has had things against him when it comes to sexual assault. So if anybody is giving somebody's husband's grace, it needs to be Ashley. So I understand your opinion, but I don't agree. I think she was reaching. I don't think that G did anything that was that catastrophic for the attitude she took and the things that she said. And especially when she's married to a man who has allegedly sexually assaulted people, Ashley is the first person that needs to pipe down when it comes to how does your husband behave. Hey, Miss Mike. She says, G deserved everything he got. Oh, that's why people act like idiots, because people like you make excuses for adults acting like fools. She can say what she wants. He can handle it. He's not a baby. Okay, Miss Mike. I don't agree with that. I don't think G deserved everything he got for every reason that I gave. And because people like me, I make excuses for adults acting like fools. Well, I don't make excuses for adults acting like fools. I think it's funny. I'm watching a reality TV. I hope they're acting like a fool because it's entertaining. Hey, Miss T. G didn't forget. Just mess with it. Oh, wait. Whoops. She didn't forget, just mess with her because Ashley wanted that moment. I agree with you. 100%. G was just being like, whoop us. Like he was being facetious. He was poking at her. Pink Dynamite. Candace is happy. Is happy to be forgotten. That is true. Candace was like, I need to calm down. But in the trailer for the season finale, the way she spoke to Chris, girlfriend, she was like, you need to shut the F up and all this stuff to Chris. And I was just like, wow. And she's a hypocrite because remember, she wanted to get on G for what he said to Mia. And I don't think that even when G said, oh, I never get to tell you to shut the F up to Mia. Again, context matters. And the context in which G said that, it wasn't in a fight. It wasn't derogatory. And Mia was unbothered. She's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I thought it was funny. Like context matters, right? And the context in which he said it, I don't think it was disrespectful, derogatory. The context in which Candace says this in this trailer was beyond. I actually kind of feel bad for Chris. I mean, I don't know how he speaks to her, but it was verbal abuse to me. Hey, can I get a witness? The girls seem far more adjusted than Giselle. I agree. The notion that children are suffering from trauma, while 50% of married couples have children living in blended or single families, exhaustive. Yeah, that is true. I do think that you can have well-adjusted children who come from blended families or even single-parent families. You know, there are single-parent households where the children come out fine. And then you have, two-parent households where the children don't come out fine. Again, I think everything is situational. I think everything is, dependent on, again, it's a situation that they have. I think sometimes we talk in generalities and broad strokes, but I totally agree with that. It all depends. Ms. T, Escala has been extra quiet this whole trip. She has. She really has been extra quiet. I forgot she was even on the show. To be perfectly honest, I love her clothes though. But other than that, Scala girl. Hey, Youngrich, Mia is exploiting her mama. She can't blame Candace for her mother having a relapse. That's her own fault. She should have been worried about her sister meeting her outside if her mother does relapse. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Pink Dynamite, right. Why didn't Ashley bring Michael? Exactly. Ashley didn't bring Michael because Michael is probably on Bravo probation. Because remember last season when Michael was acting a fool, he did put his hands on Chris and they were getting in a fight. And then he was puffing up with production. And Ashley was like, stop it. You're embarrassing me. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You're embarrassing me. Right? So again, Ashley, you are the last person to be telling anybody's husband how they should or should not behave. the absolute last person. And that's why Michael has been so absent this season, because he got into it with production. And I'm pretty sure he's on probation and probably isn't allowed to film like that. And we also have to remember, well, he was like, well, the charges were dropped, but he still had the charges. Young Rich says because Michael didn't want to be around Candace and Chris and wanted to bend for Juan. I mean, I honestly think it was more so that he got in trouble at production last season. Because if you go back and watch the season finale, when Michael was really showing out, he was getting into it with production. And I think that Bravo kind of put the kibosh on that. And you also have to remember the person who alleged the sexual assault allegations was he worked for Bravo. I don't know what he was. He wasn't a producer, but like a PA or a handler or something like that. But he worked for the production people. So I think Michael's on probation. I think he can only use the Candace and Chris excuse for so much. Ben for Juan, you wrong for that, Young Rich. You wrong for that. Hey, Marie, Ashley going after Big G. It seems like she was just trying to capture a moment. Honestly speaking, Ashley does this all the time in regards to mentioning somebody's age in a disrespectful manner. Marie, I agree with you 100%. She wanted a moment and she was reaching. And Ashley is low-key disrespectful AF. So, and I'm really seeing Ashley for who she is this season. And another thing I really didn't like about Ashley, it was not this episode, but 2 episodes before, where she was talking to Robin. And she was like, well, I just want you to come, Robin. She was like, I don't give a damn about Wendy. And I was just like, that is so nasty and so gross. And the way it was, the tone that she said it was just so gross and so nasty. So, Oh, thank you, Shrink and Sharon, for that. I appreciate you. Hey, Miss T, did Ashley really need to bring the baby to counseling session? Sometimes I wish she could have a moment without them so that she could be present. I agree 100%. The baby was distracting and unnecessary. It's like, you have a nanny. Where was the nanny? Kimberly is agreeing and laughing with us. I agree. The baby needs to stop. Marie, Michael, I love him. Michael, I love him some him. Yep. Yes. Okay, Pink Dynamite. Yes, that was funny. 50 years of struggle. I mean, the girls left no crumbs when it came to Giselle. The girls left no crumbs. Can I go with Miss? Yes, the girls dragged Mom and National Television. They left no crumbs and no edges. Giselle no longer has edges and there's no crumbs. Hey, beautiful Cotty. She goes, I did. They shaved the crap out of her. They really did. They really, really did. 50 years of struggle. I was like, damn. Hey, Tamara. Well, Giselle's girls get their shady naturally from their mama. Dun, 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 dun. See, the thing with Giselle, I think Giselle is shady in her confessionals, but I don't think she can read on the spot like a Karen can, right? Or even a Wendy, because Wendy read her for filth at the wherever they were, Williamsburg, Virginia, wherever they went. Hi, make it make sense. He says Giselle's daughters have higher emotional IQ than their mother. Yes, they do. They really, really do. But you know, a lot of times the children are hip and onto it. Hey, Miss Tate, Michael was more excited about the toilet. I agree. Hey, Young Rich, Candace carried the season for me. If it wasn't for her, Real Hop would have been a snooze fest. Love them all, though, and linebacker Robin. I will concede to some of that, Young Rich. I think it was Candace and Wendy really carried the season. And you know what? Even a little bit of Mia. I think Mia really brought it. I really like Mia this season. I'm looking forward to seeing more of her. I hope she comes back. But I agree. Candace with the crying, Candace with the feuding, Candace with the salad tossing, Candace with the low budget music set. Yes, Candace, your music set was low budget. I don't know why you got offended by that. It wasn't like Sony was sponsoring it. It wasn't like MGM was sponsoring it. It was low budget. It is what it is. I don't know why you got so offended. Again, taking things way too personally. If I've done a film and my film was technically low budget. It's not a slap in the face when it comes to the quality. You could have a low budget film or music video and it's still a quality piece of content. I think the reason why you got in your feelings so much was because you were worried about the quality of it. You could have a high budget project and it's still low quality. The budget does not equate necessarily to the quality of the project. That's why you got in your feelings, but you were dead wrong for going after Mia about her mother stuff. I don't care if you guys apologized and made up. You said your mother to her 20 times. It was too much. Hey, Miss Tate, me and G still have the sexual fire Ashley and Michael used to. In my opinion, I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Connie B says Giselle equals 51. Karen is 58. Robin is 42. Giselle is way closer age to Karen than Robin. Exactly. Thank you, Connie. Because I was about to say, I felt that. I felt that. And you can tell. Yay, that's right, you guys. Yeah, Sharon F. She dropped your shots, Connie. That's right. Straight with no chaser. Miss T says the new Golden Girls. I love it. I love it. Hey, LJ Forever. Giselle is going to be like Tisha from Love and Marriage Huntsville. She sits with a therapist, but I bet she will go and take 10 steps backwards again. I really hope not. I really, really hope not. Because honestly, I've never been a Jizzy fan, but this episode made me feel a little different about her. Because I felt for the first time she was being real and vulnerable and open. And I love that her children were holding her accountable. So we'll see. We'll see. And if Robin's going to stick around, she hates her own storyline. Hey, young rich linebacker Robin lying. There's no way she's just 42. Absolutely not. She fits the age range of Dr. Heavily and Kenya Moore. Yeah, so maybe Robin is lying about her age. How old is Juan? Do we have an age on Juan? Because then they go to high school together. So if we can get Juan's age, we could probably get Robin's age. Hey, Pink Dynamite. Giselle's starting to look like Nene. She appears to believe she's above everyone else. I agree. She thinks that she runs the girls when she doesn't. She thinks she's above everybody else when she's not. And she's no longer carrying the show. Like, if Giselle actually left the show, it would still 100% be watchable. You know, she doesn't carry the show. Hey, Kimberly Thompson, Robin will never have a voice of her own. I know, and it's sad. And she needs to go. She's like a Teddy. She's like a Teddy to Kyle Richards, and it's too much. Hey, Darren Hood, embezzlement hats. Embezzlement. Oh my goodness, embezzlement hats, right? It's like, why buy that hat when you can just wear a scarf? Hey, can I get a witness? Agree. And why does Ashley not bring bottles in public, which is a benefit for breastfeeding? In my opinion, this reach is for an audience of breastfeeding mother is a bit excessive. I agree. I think it's okay to showcase I'm a mom, I breastfeed, I'm cool, I'm this, I'm that, and the third. But at the same time, it's like enough is enough. And if your only storyline is going after other people when you don't have a dog in the fight, that gets really old very, very quickly. And it's too much. Yeah, Rick says, I have high hopes for Lance next season, especially with him having 7 peaches next season. I agree. I'm going to tune in to see how it goes. I'm actually, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm actually happy Portia's not returning. Because I think Roa needs like a real freshness to it. And I think, I don't know. I'm kind of happy Portia's not. Are you guys going to watch her spinoff? Let me know. Put it in the chat box. Miss T, I wonder if Nikki will ask Giselle some hard questions. I don't like that Nikki's hosting it. Do you guys? I think they could have found a better host, because I think Nikki's problematic in her as well. Like, I don't really know if I want to listen to Nikki talk to somebody about protecting young girls. If you know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, her brother, her husband. Kimberly Thompson says her daughters are so smart, though. Sometimes I wonder, did she really raise them? Oh, no, not that. I think she did. Miss T, Eddie is a keeper. Wendy needs to thank him for all his help behind the scenes with her candle. Chris needs to take note. Yeah, Eddie is a keeper. I like Eddie. I really, really do. And I don't think the rumors about him were true. I don't. Hey, Sharon Redmond, I imagine her daughters catch hell in school. Their peers are old enough to be reality fans. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, Your dad is called Pastor Holy Whore. Your mother is called a hot box. Like, that has to be it's by the grace of God those girls are so well adjusted. Like, those girls are smart. They have a great head on their shoulders. They're beautiful girls. Absolutely beautiful girls. Hey, Pink Dynamite. Robin was on The Real and she said Juan saw the show. He apologized for the way he treated her in the beginning. Oh, that's good. Allegedly. Miss T, Wendy and Candace both have overbearing mothers. Oh, yes. Very overbearing. That's right. I forgot about Wendy and her mom in this episode and the candle shoot. And the mom was like, I'm going to get an Uber and leave because Wendy was just like, I did all this. Like, I wasn't myself for you. I became a doctor and all this stuff. We know. We got it. Hey, Mrs. Kiki. She goes, I don't think I would be able to share all the details with my children. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't think you need to. You always have discretion, right? You always have discretion if you're speaking to your child, and depending on the age of the child, you always have discretion. But I do think, I agree with the therapist though. Yes, you have discretion, but I do think the girls are old enough, the girls are mature enough, and the girls are asking the questions where I do think it's appropriate for Giselle to share some of her story. Does she share the nasty, nitty gritty, low down, all that stuff? No, of course not. You use discretion when you're talking to anybody. Like, I don't tell my mom certain things. My mom doesn't tell me certain things. You know what I mean? You use discretion. But you can use discretion and still be honest and authentic and vulnerable and real and have a true connection with someone, with Giselle, with her daughters. You use discretion. You can tell your truth without all, But I agree with the therapist. I do think it's time. I think the girls are old enough. Grace is starting to date. Soon she'll be off to college. The twins are getting older as well. They're talking about this stuff. They're asking the questions. And I think Giselle should be more honest with her daughters. Of course, you use discretion in what you say and how you say it. But I think it's time. I agree with the therapist. Anointed heiress trying to sell them hot dogs and weaves. Ms. D says you can definitely see Wendy's generational trauma 1,000%. 1,000%. Okay, I skipped some. Let's see what you guys are saying. Anointed heiress is at LJ Forever, right? Like, why is Dennis even on the show? So Dennis is on the spinoff show. Wait, let me catch up with what you guys are saying in the chat. Okay. Yay! Okay, let's see here. Okay, Sherman says, what happened to the scene when Karen was reading Giselle and she was sitting there crying? I don't know. What did happen to that scene? Shady editing. But we're going to find that scene. Yes, we are. Can I get a witness? Well, perhaps she looks older. Robin is most likely not lying about her age. She has young ones. That is true. She does have young ones. That is very true. Darren Hood, I'm optimistic about Roa. Me too. I want to see what they do. I definitely want to see it. Yay, Candy's latest movie. Yay! Thank you, guys. Yes. Thank you. Anointed heiress. No, I am not watching Portia's Hood Life spin. I'm not watching it either. I'm just, because you know what? I'm honestly just not interested. After the whole Fallon, Simon, Portia debacle, it just left a really bad taste in my mouth when it comes to Portia, and I'm not here for it. Even though I do think Fallon and Simon were in cahoots, I think that they put the schemes together. I think the scheme got bigger than what they meant for it to be, but I can't support Portia in any way. No. It's a pass for me. Miss T, I'm down to see Portia's underground train wreck. Not underground train wreck. Damn it. She can share it. Nope. No Portia spinoff. I agree. I can't do it. I just can't. Young Rich at Anointed. Barry Hood was like, what? Is this VH1 or Bravo? Exactly. Can I get a witness? Plan to watch the spinoff. At the very least, the show deserves a view. Well, maybe I'll watch the first one, but I don't really want to. Hey, it's Quasia. Hey, beautiful. She goes, hi, Kitty Canes. Jiz should seek therapy. Yes, I agree. I definitely agree she should too. Hey, Linda McIntosh. Hey, Candy. I know it's been a minute, but I'm just rewound this live from CT. I say Karen runs the girls. Yes, Karen has remained my favorite. I agree. Karen does run the girls because no matter what, the girls always want Karen's approval. Because if you really think about it, all of them are seeking Karen's approval. Wendy, it's so clear she is up Karen's butt this season and wants her approval. Candace almost lost her damn mind trying to seek Karen's approval and getting her on her side of the whole situation. Even Ashley, I think, on some level wants Karen approval. Giselle does. That's why she dragged out this fake feud that they had. And by proxy, Robin. Who else is there? Scala probably does too. Karen runs the girls. Ghetto to the trillionth degree. Y'all funny. Hey, LJ Forever. I watched the trailer Portia's show, and I think it's going to be a pass. Plotline. Portia may be still in love with Dennis, and Simon threatening Dennis. Get ta. Okay, this is the thing. Portia is definitely still in love with Dennis. That's not news or a shocker. Dennis never had any intentions of marrying Portia. He used her for a come up to sell those hot dogs and whatever else. Because if Dennis had actually plans to marry Portia, they would be married. Like, it's that simple. And I do think that Portia hold on for a second. Okay, you guys. Mom. Okay. We're in real life. Was my mom. Yeah, so anyway, I'm back, you guys. So, yeah, I think that Portia thought she was going to use Simon for a money come up and to make Dennis jealous, and it all backfired because it turns out, allegedly, well, I'll say alleged because I don't want to get in trouble, Simon is broke and he's a grifter and he's a fraud, and Dennis could care less, and he's out there doing whatever he wants with whomever he wants. So Portia is out here looking like a buffoon. Hey, Young Rich, I kind of agree with majority with wanting Monique to come back because I hate when a big explosive blow-up happens in the next season. It discontinues, like with Atlanta, with Phaedra. I need a follow-up. I agree 100%. Yes, you guys are saying. All right, I'm just going to start here. If I missed anybody's comment, I'm sorry. Hey, sure, I'm watching every minute Portia spin. It looks like her family goes off on Simon. Why? Because Simon is still in love with Fallon? We know. But that's the thing. It's like, what can they show us in the spinoff that we don't already know? Because everything has been played out on Instagram and YouTube. Miss T, I don't think Portia will get 5 seasons like him did. No, I don't think so. I think she'll get this one spinoff and they'll call it a day. That is what I think. Miss T says Portia doesn't look happy. I think Simon and Dennis don't really care. I agree. I think Portia kind of lost her mind. Lost it. I agree. Young Rich says, even Candace called a ghetto. I hope Portia don't end up on her porch with Monique next. I pray for her. Yes. Anointed Era says, Miss T, Escala is too good for Rohop. I agree. All right, you prison base to make an appearance on Roa. Oh no, that is crazy. All right, my beautiful candy canes. We have been on here for over an hour and we have been having a good kiki. So you guys, don't forget it's Tuesday, which means it is the ladies lounge night. We are doing a special after dark. So we are going to do it at 9:30 if you're on the East Coast, 6:30 if you're on the West Coast. And tonight we will be on Cotty B's channel. I've linked to the post in my community tab. It's an after dark, so we're just going to get really just fun with it. Anything you want to talk about, anything you want to kiki about, we are here for you. It'll be me, Candace from the Candy Shop, and Cotty B. So don't forget to come over and join us tonight. I love you guys. And you know what? Young Rich says, okay, this is a good question. Do you just go live on Tuesdays now? No, I don't just go live on Tuesdays now. So last week and maybe the week before that, I was working on a project. So I wasn't able to come on live as much as I wanted to because I had deadline. I had to finish the project. I got that done. So I was doing back-to-back lives, I think on a Tuesday, because I wanted to do the lives. I wanted to come out for you guys. I wanted to kiki and have fun, but my schedule, I couldn't do it. But I had a Tuesday, so I could do back-to-back ones. Yesterday, I was going to go live with Real Hop and Love Marriage Hip Hop, but I'm back home in Atlanta and we live out in the sticks in the country and the Wi-Fi was acting up. So I had to come on today. So that's why. But no, I don't only go live on Tuesdays. I'm going to be alive. I'm going to be going live a lot more. I will be back, and I love you, Candy Canes, for holding me down. You guys watch the replays, you come on my lives, and I'm just so honored and grateful. So no, I just don't go live on Tuesdays now, but that's why you got to hit that notification bell. That's why you got to subscribe, so you never miss a live, and you can join us. But this has been so much fun. The Ladies Lounge is only on Tuesdays, and that is pinned. So yes. Oh, Miss T says yesterday was my birthday. Oh no. Glad I didn't miss anything. Happy birthday, Miss T! Happy birthday. Thank you for coming through. Yay. Can I get a witness? Says thanks for the excellent recap, Candy. Yes, and the Candy Canes. Yes. I love it. Oh. Young Rich says, can you see who all filming for Roa then and see if Sheree's light's still on? Oh no, I am not doing any drive-bys by anybody's house. I am taking a much needed break and I'm spending some much needed quality family time with my family. So that's what Miss Candy will be doing. She will be minding her business and hanging out with her family. Yes, that is what Candy will be doing. But I finished my project and we got the Wi-Fi working out here in the country. So I will be here live more and I'm here for you guys. And I love you guys. And again, happy birthday, Miss T. Don't forget to join us tonight for Ladies Lounge. I've pinned it in the comments in the community tab. And I will see you guys next time. And as always, be well and take care of yourself and each other. I love you guys. Mwah.